Al Womble, will you please come up here to the lecture? I'd like to mention this is working with the Democratic Party, the equal opportunity to vote. And we don't believe in telling folks how to vote. We believe in giving people information to let them make the decision. I want to recognize you for the work you're doing with the Democratic Party. If you read his bio, you know his history. All right? When I talked to him, he was very quiet. You know what I'm saying? Very quiet, very unassuming. I don't run into many folks like that in the community. You know, he's very unassuming. But it made me appreciate all the more. You know, when he's out there knocking on doors for someone else. And he doesn't mind folks not always responding. He just gets up and keeps going, gets up and keeps going. He was recommended by the Democratic, Polk County Democrat Party. So we really appreciate it. Al Womble, for your commendable efforts to involve citizens in the political process. Greg, I should say that.
I want to thank you very much for this award. It means a great deal to me. As many who have come before me tonight said, I've done a lot over the past couple of years, not necessarily expecting some kind of award, not necessarily expecting something to come to me for what I have done. I do what I do because I love my community, I love the people surrounding me, and I try hard to make it a better place by educating people, by registering voters, by going out to events. To let you know a little bit of something about myself, if you looked at my bio, I work in construction. I'm a pipeline steward. So many days I'm out there working 10, 12, 14 hours a day in the hot, hot sun, in the freezing cold we had this past winter. And ladies and gentlemen, it was cold. I could not at times feel my nose, my toes, or my fingers, and I thought, Lord, when will I see the sun again? Well, thank God it's finally out again today. But I also have many people that I have to thank. Starting with my beautiful wife, Sarah, of over 20 years. First of all, this is proof in God, ladies and gentlemen, because it is a miracle that this woman has stuck with me for 20 years. So it's proof that Jesus must love me. But also, I want to thank my mom, who whenever times got hard, times got tough, sometimes I got discouraged, sometimes I got angry, she would look at me and she would tell me, Al, just remember, you are a child of God. And that would pick me up and be like, okay, I can go on. I can do it again. I can lift myself up one more time. And, it's been extremely helpful for me. The one thing that makes it important for me to go out there and register voters and get people to vote is I hear people complain about this and they complain about that. And I'm like, if you do not go out and vote, you have no right to complain to me. You need to go out and vote. I had some people say to me, but my one vote isn't going to make a difference. And I told them, no. Understand that when you stand up, and you get your neighbor to stand up, and you get that neighbor to stand up, and you get your friend to stand up, then you have an entire crowd of voices that will all ring together. And all of you can make a difference if you come out there together. And that's why after many days, I come home tired, dirty, stinky. But I pick myself up. I shower and I go off to events. I shower and I go off to register voters. I go out and I knock on doors because it makes a difference. And there are too many young people out there who think that their voices don't matter. Yes. And we have to prove to them that is not true. We have to let them know that if they want their community to grow and to have a true representation in this community, get out there and vote. And one of the things that has kind of driven me on, also throughout the years, is many, many years ago, back in, when I was in high school, about 7,500 years ago, was my football coach, Paul Flynn, once said to me, he said, Al, I never want to be associated with anybody who says, I wish I would have, or I wish I could have. Go out there and do, and be. So I'm going to turn to each and every one of you in this room and say, go out there and do. Go out there and be. Get involved in your community. Knock on doors. Help educate voters. Help register voters so that we can try and build for ourselves the type of community, the type of state, and the type of nation that we are proud to call our home. I want to say thank you all very much, and I would tell all of you to lift up and raise your voices out there too. Thank you very much.